My name's David Perkins. I'm the principal of the school here. When I first became head teacher here in January 2018, I quickly realised that the computing provision here was not really effective. The school had a number of years of committing to a rolling programme, which meant only the very worst conditioned devices were being replaced. So over a period of time, the whole provision had slowly deteriorated. We'd worked with Computeam a little bit, and they seemed a natural choice to have the initial conversation with.
The first thing we needed to do was find out where they were and where they wanted to be. So we conducted a full audit of all their equipment. The requirements for a cloud-based solution were that it had to be robust and accessible by every learner in the school. We didn't want to put in a mix of technologies that require different logons and different skills by the staff and the pupils.
We already had Computeam panels in some classrooms to build our provision around that in a Google direction in terms of devices, infrastructure around them. The Computeam had many meetings with us here on site. They spent a lot of time talking with me, what kind of speed we wanted to go at, how we were going to phase out old equipment with new equipment, and how things could have a connectivity about them.
Google's G Suite for Education was chosen because of its affiliation with the active panels and the Android devices.
Computeam went out for us and they sourced the Acer Spin 11 Chromebooks, which act as a notebook device but also form a tablet as well. So we would have one device which would allow our children to operate in both ways.
Because of its toughened glass, the touchscreen is very robust for the young learners. It has a spill-proof keyboard and it allows us to roll out Android apps so it can be used in traditional tablet style.
Really, the most important changes that they made weren't necessarily the brand new devices. It was getting our infrastructure in terms of IP addresses and bandwidth and replacing our server, which was aging and expensive, so that we could use the Google Drive domain to store all of our data and our files, so that actually when we got the devices on site, everything would be in place for them to work as effectively as possible.
The G Suite for Education apps allow the teachers to access all of their resources natively on their panels through the Android devices and also through any Chrome browser or through any of the Chromebooks.
One of the tools that's been the most useful for us has been the Google Classroom element that comes with Google for Education. Our teachers have their reduced workload because they can set tasks which the children complete on their own devices. The teachers can instantly see who's got things right and who's got things wrong without having to spend hours going through and marking their work. The engagement and the enjoyment of using the Chromebooks, the motivation to want to get on with their learning has improved no end. And the fact that we've managed to link both our maths approach and our reading approach within the technology means that we're seeing pupils make better progress as well.
All the Acer R11 spins are fully managed on the school's Google platform. Once we've enrolled the Chromebooks onto the platform, we don't have to go and visit them again. All the settings and apps and bookmarks are all done remotely. We have given the staff access to this platform so they can reset passwords, they can push out apps, they can push out bookmarks to the students, and they have complete control over what happens to those Chromebooks.
Computeam also supported us in setting up the leasing of the equipment because we didn't have the capital expenditure required, so we were able to get all of the devices on a 3-year lease. We could go back to Computeam and talk about what is now most relevant for where we are at and start a new journey with brand new Chromebooks. But what's great about this technology is it is very quick to pick up and it is easy to use once you know how to use it. And actually once you start seeing the benefits of what the children and the teachers can do, they've managed to get to a point where they're doing lots of amazing things with the Chromebooks that I really didn't think they would be doing just 3 months into our journey.